time for the one time. It's the boy that created RKU, and today we got a very special guest. A very special guest, my dog.
Yeah.
Been knowing him for 8-10 years. You hear me?
Yeah.
We got Xhriiis Plain in the building.
Hey.
What I say, the Hyckoriians.
Yeah, the Hyckoriians. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Start off by telling the people where you from.
I'm so nervous.
What's your age? You know what I'm saying? What you do?
I'm from a place in Louisiana called Baton Rouge. It's like but it's like 50 miles away from New Orleans. It has a big port right across the way from Port Allen. It has a lot of diversity as far as like culture. It's a mecca for a lot of new things that are brewing. I mean, it's just a great place to be from because it's what people consider the bottom of the map. You know, the Mississippi runs right through it. So I really enjoy being from that place, even though I got a second and third home, Houston and Atlanta. But how old am I? I'm 300 years old. I'm really immortal. I have no age, but this is my last life. So, yeah. What else do we want to know?
That's about it,
Yeah.
We about to get it popping. We about to get it lit.
You know I love you, right?
Man. That's why I said this is
we about to go viral with this one. Yeah.
Very special interview, you dig.
This is exclusive. Yeah.
My name is Xhriiis. What made you want to do music?
What made me want to do music?
Yes, sir.
It's this artist, a close artist, a close friend of mine. His name is, he goes by the name One Life Mike, but his name is Michael Taylor. You can beat that part out.
I've heard of that dude.
Yeah, you've probably heard of him. Yeah. He had a computer with like this like recording set up, and he was making music, and I was like, I could do that. And we recorded a song, and when we recorded that song, I just got addicted to hearing my voice played back on instrumentals, and I just was like, you know what, I like this. And it wasn't even wanting to do music; it was just wanting to hear me back on beats. I just thought it was cool to just hear myself back on recordings, and then that grew into me being a creative.
Now, you know, as long as I've been knowing you, I did not know that.
You didn't know that story?
No, I did not know you.
Oh.
And it might kind of like, you know, open those floodgates for you to want to do me. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't know that Mike guy.
It's all Mike's fault. Yeah, it's all his fault. Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite thing about being an artist?
My favorite things about being an artist is the creative aspect. I feel like when you're an artist, you have a duty to be able to make people think and feel. Yeah. And when you're insightful and you have a lot to say and you take the ability or the talent of artistry serious, then you understand the pressure that comes with that. So that's really what I enjoy, being able to make people think and feel at the same time. Man, what do you think about, how do you feel about being an artist? I mean, you're creative yourself.
I feel like it's necessary as we go through life. Like music plays a very pivotal part in our lives. I wouldn't know or maybe understand life if we didn't have music. I ain't gonna cap.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna cap at all.
It'd be it's like one of the best things about living, right?
Oh yeah.
That food, and this is vulgar, but like taking a poop is like one of the best things. Like food, laughter, music, and taking a poop is like one of the best things about being alive. That's how I feel.
This may be an off-topic question. What do you think dance would be without music?
Dance? Oh, it'll be people on a beam, you know, just moving around, you know, on some good cocaine, some good Percocets, you know. Like,
but I ain't gonna cap. Like, that's a hard thing to even think about. How do you make movement as far as like your body and dancing?
Yeah, without
sound. Like you gotta have like a beat. Like from the simplest.
Well, let me ask you this: do you ever like sometimes hear music in your head or hear sounds in your head, and you start grooving or dancing or singing randomly? Yeah,
for sure.
So you crazy? You're meant to it. Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. But all artists are crazy. But yeah, I feel you on that. Like, yeah, it would be weird to like have a world. You know what? I'll tell you this. I went on a music fast. Like, what this was like 2016 and 2017. I went on a music fast. where I spent like 2 months away from music. Like I said, I'm not going to listen to music myself. I'm going to see, and I'm going to try to live life without engaging myself with anything musical. And I couldn't get away from it.
Right.
Stores, you get in the car with somebody, you go anywhere, you're going to always hear music. And I was like, wow, it's just a part of life. And that's when I decided to like take the oath to be like, musical, be an artist.
I think it's only because we do have sound. If everybody was deaf, maybe we wouldn't have that rhythm and that dance. But sound is gonna come with music.
Yeah,
it's just a part of life, like you said.
What I think too. This may be a little bit deep, but I think if we didn't have music as human creatures and spiritual creatures, I think we would evolve into something a little bit deeper. Mm-hmm. Like I think we would have another way of rhythmic communication.
Yeah.
Because I think talking is very, very like primitive. Like
right.
Because I had a dream, and this may be a little bit off topic, but I had a dream like the other night. My grandmother, she transitioned, but I had a dream that we was sitting at a table and we was talking, but we didn't say words at all. She was communicating with me through my mind. I don't remember anything that she said, but it's like everything that I felt, it was like wisdom. But she didn't talk at all. We just smiled at each other the whole time, but I heard everything that she was saying.
Right.
And that was crazy to me, That was real crazy.
Which skill or skills have you gained that help you perform effectively as an artist? Performance-wise.
To be honest, I've always been a performer. So I think that when you even from a child, like 4 years old, I have videos of Christmases, with my uncle recorded, and I spent the whole. They had to doing a whole nother video because when they went back and watched it, I was in the camera the whole time, and this is me 3 years old. So I've always been like a performer, using people as tools and their vibrations that they emit. That's been a ultimate skill to have. Because we do a lot of intimate venues,
Can you speak about your early life and just?
Oh, my early life.
Yes, sir.
Wow, I didn't see that one coming.
No, that's just totally like some.
Yeah, it's totally random.
Some random.
But yeah, my early life, man. The crazy thing I tell you about this, on my birth certificate, I was born in apartment 111 on street 999. It's crazy, right? Yeah. So so my mama had me, and I came home in downtown Baton Rouge, as a place that people call Spanish Town,
really?
or the lake.
Really? Wait.
Do you know where the Lake Tower is at? Like right by the governor's mansion?
No. I know where it's at, but I see Spanish Town all the time. Like, I didn't know you was over from.
Yeah. So that's where like I was conceived that when my parents did the deeds.
Wait. And then telling me.
That's too much. Sorry, hey mom, look. Sorry, you gonna see this. Look,
okay.
Hey, Linda. Look, look. This is TV. Okay.
Okay. Hey, that's
YouTube.
Specific though. That's specific. Nobody, that's different.
But it's different. So so from that, what I'll say is that from that moments, the earliest moments I remember in my life is living in a place that we in Baton Rouge call Mall City. Right, Ardenwood, the street of Ardenwood runs right through it. 70805 area code. A lot of people here, it is popular, and that's kind of like where I spent a lot of my time as an early child, from the ages like 3. My memories go back to like 2 and 3. I have a great memory. To like about the age 4. We stayed on Tristan Street. That's where my little brother was conceived at. And we stayed on a few other streets like Monette and stuff like that, like behind the mall. Most people, that's how it is in Baton Rouge. We claim neighborhoods, but that's where I spent a lot of my early childhood memories. My sister got lost one time. I got in trouble for it. A family had found her. My dad had to go and grab her, stuff like that. So it's a lot. But early life, I was exposed to a lot. I seen a lot, but I also was protected at the same time. And it was a beautiful thing because I got to experience so many dynamics. I got to experience like high class life, what it is to be black. I got to experience like, regular life. I got to experience like gritty, grimy, but I also got to experience protection and parents who care. So it's a lot of parents who live in impoverished environments that are making sure that their kids are incubated and you know, my parents, you know, did a good job with that. But it was a lot of things they couldn't hide from me.
What is your main goal as far as like this industry, as far as like music in general?
My end goal is, whew, the end goal with music is to, I say, impact as many people as possible, but also like I just really want to create a whole nother Woodstock, which I think that I've already been on the brink of doing already. With the shows, the fellowships that we do, like getting people together, having people like be intimate and express what created the creativity and what's behind it. Like I'm not really chasing nothing mainstream, but I do feel like in the tuck we got like a few big records. We got a few platinum plaques like sitting off to the side, but and even there, so ideally to having those like 5 platinum records that live on forever, but also to just creating this space in a place called Transylvania, Louisiana. Like Louisiana has a Transylvania.
It's crazy they got them vampires.
Yeah. Oh, I got a Louisiana map right here to the side. That's what I'm pointing to. But in Louisiana, we have a Transylvania. Like it's northeast Louisiana, right at the top. And I'm gonna buy land there, and I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold shows there every year in Transylvania, Louisiana.
That's exclusive.
That's exclusive. You got it here. So that's the end goal.
You only gonna get it here at the Records Universe.
Yeah, you know I had to give it to you.
What do you feel? What do you think about slavery being on the ballot in Louisiana?
You talking about with the 13th Amendment? You talking about that?
Have you heard about, you know what I'm saying, why people are saying you should go vote? Because
yeah, on the yeah, of course. Yeah. How I feel about it, I feel like if you got the ability to vote, go vote. Because I got people in the chain gang, you know, Jazz.
So that's what it's, not to push you off, that's what it's about.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
It's a prison thing.
Yeah, it's a prison thing, the 13th Amendment and all of that. So yeah, you got people, we experience people in those deprived places. So yeah, like go vote, you know, go vote to abolish, you know, these things that they still put in place to hold people. Now look, I'm not an activist or anything, so don't attack me. You know, I don't want to down a balcony or anything, but I'm just saying, like, hey, let's go out and vote. Even if you don't believe in voting and you believe that it's not real, you believe that it's not nothing, and people are gonna do what they're gonna do. Hey, just do it on the strength of that. You know that you got niggas, you got family, you got people that's in the clink, in the bing, and just go step out there and vote and let them know, like, hey man, even though I may not talk to you all the ways, I may not put nothing on your comments here, I may not, you know, answer the phone. You know, whatever it may be, just let you know that, look, I'm gonna do something to make sure that you good and that you're not making a 1 cent or 2 cent, you know?
Right.
Cause that's a painful feeling, you know?
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna get too deep in that because I'm gonna get emotional and start crying.
What would you rather have? A third nipple or an extra toe?
A who?
A third nipple or an extra toe?
A third nipple.
Give it to me straight, Doc.
A third nipple or an extra toe. Oh, a third nipple or an extra toe. I think, you know.
Wait. You think you know what you're gonna say?
You better stop.
You think you know what you're gonna say?
You better stop.
Talk to me now.
Look, I told Fresh that, hey, when we do it, we're gonna do it. She know I like my nipples, okay? Yeah. And they're very sensitive.
Wait, do you like your nipples, or you just saying you like, I like my nipples?
I like nipples, but I like my nipples.
Yeah.
And I like engagement or interaction with my nipples. So she thinks that I want a third nipple because it'll be more how do you say, pleasure going on. But so I told Fresh, I said, man, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be honest. So I you know, like, you know, I mean, I think when you're at the beach and you taking off your shirt and you got a third nipple, you know, that's weird. But, you know, if we thinking about a pleasure sense, I would like, you know, a third nipple. But if we thinking about taking my shirt off at the beach, I would like an extra toe. So I'm going to take a shot because I'm going to choose both. What would you like? What you like? You sitting there putting my business out there. Do you like your nipples playing with?
Maybe with an extra toe, it maybe give me a ability to run faster. You know
oh, my God.
I'm not sure. I'm just thinking as far as like, you know, a third nipple, I mean, I'm already sensitive about my nips, you feel me? So it's just like...
So do you like your nips play with?
It's all situational.
It depends.
It's all situational, you know.
Okay, I'll take that. We got to go too deep.
Let me get some of those entertainment influences. Like
one of my biggest entertainment influences. I got to give a shout out to Harry Belafonte, Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is like Jamie Foxx is definitely one of the reasons that I even like feel like I could like do music and do comedy. I wanted to be a stand-up comedian, but that's a later question. But I just being able to make people laugh, but also using music as a tool to communicate as well.
Not to cut you off, but Jamie Foxx goes tough for some reason.
Yeah.
He's like one of those people that just got it in him, bro. Like I never understood it. I'm like, I'm watching him on like the Jamie Foxx show.
Yeah.
All right, that's basic.
Yeah.
But with everything else he's done in his career, it's just like, I'm about to take this shit serious, and I'm
Ray,
about to be an animal.
Ray, the soloist. You know my favorite movie by Jamie Foxx?
What'd that be?
You know, and this is you gotta be a real Jamie Foxx fan. Held Up. One of his like big movies. I think Neil Long was his co-star. Where he got held up in a gas station, and the whole movie is based on him being in the gas station. But like he's joking and serious at the same time. It's like you got to see it, but it's like one of those movies where they put a lead black actor in to see how he does, and then you can tell that his career is gonna grow from there. They do it with every like black comedic actor. They put him in a movie with like white co-stars, maybe a black assistant in him, and they put him in it, and you watch him grow as an actor. And I think that was his first movie. And then after that, I think Bait came. And if you haven't seen Bait, you should go see Bait. That was Bait. No, Bait.
Bait.
That was a Jamie Foxx movie.
Nah, the most recent one I seen was Collateral.
Collateral was a good movie too. Bernie Mac is another one. Like Bernie Mac has one of the greatest black television family shows ever. Like, man, Bernie Mac really completed his mission. I get emotional talking about Bernie Mac because that guy was hilarious.
And he still had so long to go.
Yeah. And you watch a television show from the front to the end, like it's a bit in the show. And this is me just being a geek right now, so we can keep it or we can do whatever we want to do with it. But it's a bit in the show, like his first episode of the pilot, like he just picked the kids up, his sister kids. That's how you always refer to. He picked them up, he coming from the airport. And it's a homeless guy knocking on his window. He like, hey, you Bernie Mac? Hey, how you doing? Man, he said, man, I haven't eaten in 30 days. He said, man, I forgot how food tastes. And Bernie Mac's like, oh yeah? Yeah, he said, food still tastes the same. And then he rolled up and went on board. Like that too. Hey, dude, I love Bernie Mac, man. I love his spirit. I love his essence. I love everything about him. I love how he lived in his purpose, and I smile every time I think about him. I definitely wish he was, still among us in the physical, but he here with us in the spiritual. So, okay, give me your top two music. Give me your top two entertainment influences right now. Like, I know Michael Jackson. I know you're a big fan of Michael Jackson.
See, it's crazy because I just watch so much stuff like. Because I want to create movies one day, I watch so much like cinema and shit like that.
Okay.
If we just talk about entertainment, I had a long stretch of just like Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
Like when Dave Chappelle hit, it was just like, this dude's a comedic genius.
Yeah.
Like because there's comedic genius in every era. But this is our era. So it's like I'm gonna go with him and. I gotta go with Jackie because Jackie was like my hero for a long time.
Yeah,
and I didn't know why because he's Asian and I'm black.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But he did do a lot. Yeah.
And if I can give like an honorable mention, it'll be Michael Jackson because when I was in like in elementary school, I was doing like Michael Jackson-esque type shit, spinning, closing doors, fake moonwalks and shit like that. And girls was like. You want to be my boyfriend? I'm like,
because you was Michael. Yeah, you was.
I'm like, no, cooties type shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I feel like girls like me because I was trying to emulate Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So that's basically like who I was like.
Nah, I definitely agree with you on those people. Those man, it's crazy. Those people are really consistent in our childhood and when we grew up, the era that we grew up in. Like Dave Chappelle, I like Dave Chappelle. More so now, just the same reason I like Ho, I like Jay-Z, because I feel like when they were in their era, they competed. But now that they're out of their era,
Mm-hmm.
they're still at a high level.
Yeah.
So it's like what you do after you out of your prime.
Right.
That's the best part. And to have a second win, that's the dopest part.
We're coming up in a computerized era.
Yeah.
We're coming up in, the era of Google and the era of like YouTube and shit.
Yeah.
Our parents don't know shit.
They don't know.
This.
They don't know nothing about it. So we running miles across them. Now they got some parents who like really like was on top of it. Like when they was taking computer class, it was like this may be the future. And like,
right.
I'm gonna lie, nobody in my family is it, but I see a few older people that I see who are like really computer savvy.
Right.
And to me, I always admire that because that means that they didn't allow their program, in computer terms, they didn't allow their program to become obsolete. They kept doing updates.
Right.
Like your iPhone getting up, they kept getting the update and it was like, okay, let me update to this system. Let me update to this system. And even though it's an old phone, it still has all the attachments. It still has all the internet surfing and browsers that you need, now. So I feel like, it's good. I mean, I still got me a little trap flip phone.
I want to raise it.
Yeah, I think it's good to hang up in somebody's face.
That was like, I see everybody with a razor. I'm like, man, I want one.
Yeah, you remember that?
So bad,
bro. We growing up.
It go stick in my brain.
Yeah, we growing up.
To this day, I'm like, I'm gonna give me a razor.
Yeah. Man, I got me a little flip Motorola. Pop.
Hello.
What's
I
up?
was like the only like computer like savvy like person in my family. Like my parents would hit me. Did you know how to hook this up? Or do you know things about the computer?
So you like the whiz kid, and as far as like the computer whiz kid, yeah.
Basically,
yeah.
I mean, my sisters were older than me, but
they was outside.
they was outside.
Yeah, they was outside. Yeah,
I was inside. I was on the computer playing video games, getting like used to the internet and cyberspace and stuff like that. So that it's not a disconnect, but it's just a gap.
In between.
In between, you know what I'm saying? My sisters are almost 80s babies. They was born in 91. Yeah. And I was born right on 93. So it's like
it's a complete
and it's not just 1990, 2000, 2010. Yeah. It's eras, you know what I'm saying?
It's like we grew up watching the same children fundamental cartoons, like Gullah Gullah Island. You remember that show?
What'd you say?
Gullah Gullah Island.
Oh, Gullah Gullah.
Gullah Island with the big frog.
No.
Okay, maybe I showed you a picture. Okay, you guys who watching, y'all gonna know Gullah. Okay, you can research Gullah Gullah Island. Okay, let me name another. You remember the big comfy couch? You didn't watch LPB growing up.
I watched LPB, but I was on Sabumafoon.
Okay. See, we there with each other. Sabumafoon. What else?
The one, they had a lion on there.
Between the Lions.
Between the lions.
Between the covers of blood. It's time to look between the lions.
That stuff.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
See, that's what
Teletubbies?
That was creepy. Yeah. I ain't gonna cap. Like, I like Teletubbies, but it was just some shit like.
I like they toast with the little smiley face. I don't know if you ever seen it.
It always weirded me out that they had like a baby face as the son, and that they would like. To me,
that is a trippy show.
To me, it's humans and creatures, but I'm thinking in my mind.
Go that way, princess.
These are aliens.
That way, princess.
The Teletubbies are aliens from another planet. So I'm like, what the fuck, yo? Like, what are y'all trying to do to me?
You know what? Now that you say it is a trippy show, a baby face was the son.
Yes. They had a lot of trippy shit on there.
They had a lot of trippy stuff on that show. Crazy. Dipsy, like, La La Po. Tinky Winky.
Comedy. Thoughts?
Comedy. Look, I'm going to say this, and it's probably other people who could vouch for me, but it's probably other people who feel like they have more rank in what I'm about to say, but I wanted to be a comedian. Like, I studied this comedy thing. I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I only was able to write like 2 jokes, and I don't even know they was good. I used to try them out at school. Mm-hmm. But one of my closest homeboys, his name's Stanley Williams.
I think I've heard of that guy.
Yeah, you may have heard of that guy. You know, I won't say his artist name because I'm gonna put him on blast. But we literally used to watch Comedy Central like every Friday. It used to be Friday night stand up, and we would watch the stand up artists who would be on stage, and we would literally call each other and critique the artists. Like we'll put the phone on hold, and when commercial break come on, we'll be like, "So what you think about this bit? What you think about that bit?" So it's like comedy is something that's near and dear to my heart. The first comedy special I ever seen that made me laugh was Richard Pryor Live on Sunset, and I was a kid. Like I had to be in 5th grade and I was laughing at these jokes and I knew I wanted to be a comedian then. So for me, comedy is something near and dear to my heart. My favorite genre of movies is rom-coms. I love romantic comedy. It's like my favorite. I can't think of my favorite right now because I would say some cliche like the 5-year engagement or No Strings Attached. But like I really love rom-coms. Like those movies always make me feel good on the inside.
Rom-com?
Yeah, rom-coms.
Or is it like
romantic comedies?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. you like romantic comedies?
Oh no.
I love them. Like when I go to Netflix, I'll be like, "Where's the romantic comedy section?" Like that's my neighborhood. That's where I live.
I'm more of a dark comedy guy.
You like a dark comedy?
Yeah.
I like dark comedy too. Honestly, I love all forms of comedy except Charlie Chaplin. He didn't say nothing. He just had that mustache. He would wiggle it. He wasn't funny at all. Say something. Yeah. But I like the Mr. Bean. I mean, man, comedy is
Bean was nice.
Yeah, comedy is something that I really, really love. Like, I would like my all-time favorite comedian. I couldn't put a name on it, but I would say like comedians that really, really made me laugh or really, really impacted my life was of course Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, Robin Harris. Oh my God, Robin Harris and Robin Williams.
Yeah,
Robin Williams
was one of my guys.
Robin Williams touched my heart, man. I love that guy, man. That guy is like magical. Like and it's crazy. All comedians be a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Man, Jim Carrey, The Mask.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to be The Mask.
Jim Carrey
I wanted to be like, look, I'm The Mask. Like my whole life is based off The Mask. Like smoking. Somebody stop me.
Hey, that was one of the ones that had me like hooked on Jim Carrey. I'm like, let me see what else he got.
Yeah. Jim Carrey is definitely, and the fact that in his life he chose a spiritual journey lets me know that he's really on that path. Like, but like The Mask, like my whole character in school or like hanging out with people or just, providing like some comic relief was always like The Mask. Like The Mask is just, he was so cool. He was so fearless. He was a Casanova. He got the ladies. He was just like, man, he just was what it was. And I just
What's your favorite scene in there?
When they was dancing, when he was singing that song, he goes shake, 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 and then he turned to the woman cop, and she was like, I like this time, and she's like, where's this music coming from? I love it. That's my favorite part of the movie. And then also like at the end where the other guy puts the mask on, and like he turned to this like evil mask. Yeah.
You like the remake?
No, I hate the remake.
I hate the remake.
I hate the remake too. Why y'all did
made
that?
the remake? You should be ashamed.
You should be.
Like, don't make any more movies for sure.
Don't make any more movies
for sure.
But look,
I would have loved.
We may end up working together
in
one
like
time.
The Mask 3.
Yeah, I would have loved.
That would have been lit. Almost, I feel like 80%, 70% of movies Jim Carrey, and I fuck with him.
Yeah, like you ever seen Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Mind?
No.
That's a deep movie. You gotta watch. It's like every day, like they get that movie. He go to this doctor where he's getting a memory removed of this chick that he had a real deep intimate relationship with. Mm-hmm. But and they both do it. Like the girl comes to him, she be like, we gonna do this after a certain amount of days of being with each other. So they both go through this process. And the crazy thing about it is they forget each other, but they end up linking back up with each other because it's just meant to be.
Right.
It's a beautiful movie. You gotta watch it. Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Mind. Hey, if I'm getting it wrong, put it in the comments. You know what the real name is.
Yeah,
but yeah. Because we not fact checking anything right now. We just off the hip. You know.
One of those ones that I really was fucking with was what's the one where he had gained God's abilities?
Oh, Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty was
Bruce Almighty was fire.
Yeah.
Man, my music journey. Bam, boom. Look, man. I've been doing music since I was 15 years old in this city called Baton Rouge. So man, I was 16, 15 years old going to open mics. I've experienced like so many different layers and plethoras of the culture in Baton Rouge. Like I remember like going to like the clubs where it was like what the prominent music that's in Baton Rouge, the jig music, like the jig scene, doing music there, the type of music that I was making. And I remember going to like the intellectual scene where it was like a bunch of college students who were like making music and like doing cool things, like people like Marcel, P Black, people like Luke St. John, Young Gage, even AR,
Lit Wavy.
Lit Wavy, like people like that. Like I was 15 and 16, like around those guys and around that era of like music. People like Do With No Name, Mars Superior at the time. That's what his name was. He changed it. He's altered it. But it was a lot, man. Even Chels, she was a artist from New Orleans. Like I was like in high school going to those scenes, and then I remember like getting older and graduating from high school and being in like the jig scene again and being around people like Cannon the Assassin. She was a real good host and she was dope. She really needed to get her flowers, like she's a dope talent. She's been around for years too. I used to hang with Squally Pope. And man, I was mixing and engineering his music, but also rapping too. I was on his first project, Catch Me in Traffic, like, Monster Status, level 5, Big Dog, 70805, Dixie, Dark Side, level 5, riding around that bitch feeling like another galaxy. Like, yeah, but nah, I came up with Biggs, shout out to Biggs. Biggs made the beat. John Wayne, like, I hope all those guys doing well, but man, yeah, I was in like a lot of, I was in a lot of situations, that were different, even So Gnarly. Like I was in So Gnarly. That was my own conglomerate of people that I was running with: Radical Ray, Jeremy Crescendo, One Life Mike, Fresh, Alexander, Gleese FA, LJ Love.
That sounds super familiar.
Yeah. Those guys, we had our way. We did ciphers. We did a lot of things. Like we were popping up to BRCC and college campuses, selling music and selling CDs, which was a dope time to be in because we was in the era of like music right before transition to only being streaming. So we was able to go out as young niggas, as young kids, and sell CDs and like actually make profit from it. Like we've made like probably over $10,000 selling CDs, going platinum in the streets. They used to try to kick us off LSU campus. They'll kick us off. We'll leave. We'll go to Southern campus. Southern always show us love because, that's HBCU. So they always show us love. And then we'll go to the gas stations. Like my music journey has been something that's I've witnessed a lot of different transitions in music because of we're in this middle child generation. So I've been on the internet era of MySpace, Facebook, SoundCloud, but I've also been physical in the world and touching the people and trying to make music or write words that can curve and appeal to people who like, street oriented. So my musical journey has been quite the experience because I've this place that I'm in now, I figured out how to tell my story, but tell my story from a real place. Like I've struggled a lot growing up, but I've also been blessed with a lot of different experiences that's been able to keep me away from like choosing the streets or choosing that environment that has been solely like invested around me. Even shout out to my cousin. I give a shout out to him. Duty Savage. Like I like what he's doing. Even Mario. I love you. I love you guys. Jamarcus, I love you too.
Right.
So it's like, even like that, being in situations. I remember when being in parties, like little team parties, and Fredo Bang was in the party and he was in there with G Money, and and my sister had an apartment and they used to live right across the street, and it used to be this thing going down. It was like a Calio Papa. Shout out to him too. Like I'm naming names that were like prominent in a certain portion of the time of the city, but these people were pivotal in like me being able to experience my actual journey as hip hop when I jumped off the porch, not only as a artist, but also jumping off the porch and seeing what the world had to experience from me putting my dreams and manifesting them, but also like getting into a certain lifestyle, like experiencing a certain lifestyle that I think that most people kind of like fabricate or like try to think about. And when you know who you are, yourself, you kind of like you stay in your lane, and that's all I'm saying is that my musical journey taught me how to stay in my lane, but also know that where I come from is not something that I should be ashamed of or I should be afraid of. I should embrace it and like, you know, communicate that with people.
Right.
So, yes, man, like I've been a part of a lot of different eras in music. I've been part of a lot of different eras in Baton Rouge music scene. And I've been able to reinvent myself multiple times. Like even now, like you see me now, I'm reinventing myself within this interview, you know? So I'm constantly always changing and evolving and looking for the next, you know, way to communicate and grow with people. So yeah.
Speaking of family, what's your perspective?
Man, I love family, bro. I ain't gonna lie, family is not always blood though. Family is the people that you connect with. You know, the people that you have a spiritual connection. People that you have a spiritual connection with too. So I really I have a lot of family that isn't like relative. And I have family that's relative that I love that I've like that honestly I had so many like connections with them in a very like impressionable stage of my life to where it's like wrong or right. It's nothing you can say, nothing you can do. These people are gonna always
Roll.
they always, you know, I'm always gonna roll behind them. I'm always gonna like love them and love them unconditionally. So I understand my place in the family. I've always been like, you know, the voice of reason in my family too. So that's a strong point to be because you can't always think with emotion. You got to think with a level head. So I love my family and I love the family that I created. I love having, you know, children. You know, I love having a family dynamic, having a lady that supports you, you know, having friends that support you, having like siblings that support you like 100%. That has always been good, you know. So I really enjoy that. Yeah, it's just what I was talking to like guys on the side. Like we eating too. This is family. You remember we went to the news? You remember I invited y'all over? I told y'all come to my house. I'm gonna make biscuits and bacon.
Hey,
and when y'all came over to my house, I had biscuits and bacon. You know, y'all.
Yo.
And we went to the news. We did it. We actually had a news broadcast. You know.
That was something to remember. Because we all came there and I'm like, is this shit really gonna be on the news?
Yeah.
Because you would tell us
yeah.
And it'd be like, oh, what is he talking about this time? Because you know, but it was. We
was on the news.
We was at AFB?
WFB, and we'll put that clip in here so in the bottom so you'll see it.
Yeah, we was really out there. Would you rather travel the world for free for a year, or have $50,000 to spend however you please?
Oh, I'd rather travel the world for a year for free.
For free for a year?
For a year, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'd travel the world because, you know, comment les efforts, comment ça peut courir, mauvais c'est bon, bon noir, bon souhait, yes, ça va bien, yeah. All of these things, buy-in, you know, like all of these, all of yeah, all of all of these things help you, you know. All these things are good, man. It's good to experience, you know, life from it's good to experience life and get to know other languages, get to know other people, get to know other things, man. You'll realize that this world is actually big but smaller than what you think it is. We all are experiencing the same thing. And, you know, race isn't a thing, bro. I don't believe in racism. Yeah, you know, I said it. I don't believe in racism. I believe that people don't like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if they like you, they like you. And if they don't like you, then let them be. But if they like you, they like you. So, you know, I believe in the human experience and it's real and it's fake. You know? I got people that look just like me that I'm afraid of. And not necessarily like I don't fear anybody but God, but I'm saying like people that I just know that the energy that they bring is conscious. Like, I don't want to be around it. But then there's people that I know that look like me. It's like, man, I love this. Have you ever been at a black barbecue before? And it just feels so good, the music good, and you know that it's good? I love that, man. Like that, like I love the black experience. But I also love the human experience overall, man. So yeah, man. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about that, man. How did I meet Jazz? Let me get this clear. Let me get this clear.
Speak on it.
Let me get this clear. I gotta speak on it because I saw it in the other interview and they be speaking on my name and they put smut on my name. So I gotta clear. I gotta get the business clear real quick. I ain't sliding no DMs. You heard me? Like, look, I kept it G, I kept it P, I kept it 100. You get what I'm saying? Look, you know me how I'm on. Look, I hit her. I said, "What's up?"
What happened?
So what happened? What happened is I was like, "What's up?" And she was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Bet." I was like, "Hear my number, hit me up." And then she
slid in your DM?
Yeah, I made first contact.
Wait, you slid in her DM.
Look, that wasn't no sliding. Okay, It was more like I popped in. Okay, I popped into her DMs. Okay, I didn't slide. Even on water, even on big slip and slide. You know what I'm saying? Like I popped into her DMs, and then she reciprocated the energy that I was giving. You know what I'm saying? So like I had to get that clear real straight. And then we had a mutual understanding.
Clear the business, brother.
Yeah, we got to get the business because we had a mutual understanding. She got around me and she couldn't leave.
It's my sentiments exactly.
Yeah, and then we created a lot of beautiful music with each other.
Yeah,
and we created beautiful music, and now I look at it as family. Yeah.
Stop that.
So yeah, that's how it happened. But with a band named Hyckoriii, it formed out of the backyard burning wood, and we just created a name. And then now it's this energy. Now it's bigger than us now. So we don't touch it anymore. It's like it's sacred because it's so much bigger than us. Like even now, me talking about it, you look at me, you see me in my house talking with one of my brothers from a long time, and you hear the family in the background. But like a Band Named Hyckoriii is so much bigger than us that it is what it is now. Like, a Band Named Hyckoriii is being played in Brazil. It's being played in the UK, and Tokyo and Japan. So, we just humble,
Right.
We just humble. We just live a regular life,
Right.
If
the person who hurt you the most showed up at your door, what would you say to them?
If the person who hurt me the most showed up at my door, what I would tell them, I'd be like, I forgive you.
Yeah.
Come on in. You want some nachos? You want some chips? Because one of my secret skills is
what that is
that I hate, and it make me talk with the universe sometimes. That I wonder, like, who was I in the past life? But I had this ultimate skill to forgive. I don't hold grudges. I cannot. Somebody could do me wrong, and it's like I forget them.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't harbor anything negative.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe in the past life I was just a humbug or something. Maybe I was a Scrooge. Maybe I was Ebenezer Scrooge. But I just really forgive very, very easy. But I also am aware of a lot of things. So if you do anything in our first encounter that shows me, I just stop talking to you and I move around. So I don't I don't keep people in my circle
we were talking about that just the other day. How either you could just ignore them or you can forgive them. Basically, like,
yeah.
Hey, I'm not like that, bro. You ain't gotta, tiptoe around me. Like, it is what it is, and that's what it's gonna be. But everybody has the ability to change and think different. You feel me? So,
speaking of that, I promise you that was gonna viral. So yeah, I'm gonna say it. We ain't tiptoeing around that. We ain't tiptoeing around no nigga. I'm Xhriiis Plain. I'm Xhriiis Plain. I'm the lead rapper in a Band Named Hyckoriii. Look, I ain't never made no list locally. I ain't never no nigga never brought my name up. Nigga ever talked about me, but I've been on a lot of shit and there's a lot of people respect me and know where my name come from. So I'm gonna get my own list. So at the end of the day, it's niggas that I fuck with, like Xhriiis, one of the dopest songwriters, one of the dopest people who construct the bars, One Life Mike, one of the hardest deliveries, one of the most realest people. Doobie Corazon, one of the most versatile.
Shout out.
One of the most versatile. Absentee, one of the most emotional and people that you feel. Even Taylor Scott. Even I'm gonna shout out. Who else I gotta shout out? I gotta give praise where praise is due. I gotta shout out Adam Dollars. I feel like he's one of the dopest lyricists. I gotta shout out Quadri. I feel like he's a dope talent too. I gotta shout out. I even like Xhriiis. He did something for us. I think that Xhriiis is very ambitious, and I think that he's very creative, and I think that he has a talent just beyond music that's deep inside of him. Who else on? Who else on the scene that I like a lot, man? I like, you know, I like Brandon the GOAT. I'll shout you out because you always been a
Shout out.
you always been a humble guy every time I met you, you know. Um, who else, man? Who is just super
You said
talented?
Red Ray, huh?
I said Rad Ray. Let me get a shout out to Saucy Slim.
Everybody who was in the original
So gnarly
game. That's LJ Love. That
So
Journey
gnarly,
Crescendo,
you know.
that Rad Ray.
I got to shout out Jazz. Is one of the best female. Jazz from a band named Hyckoriii. She's one of the dopest female vocalists that I've heard in a while.
Shout out.
Really, German Crescendo, like one of the best creatives too, like production. Caden and Nebula. Check out Caden and Nebula. This guy's up next. He's definitely up next as far as like the culture and the sound that's popping in BR. Squally, Caden the Assassin, John Teller, Flo Xhriiis. Who else? Man, who am I forgetting, man? And I'm talking about from a hip hop aspect, you know. So you know, I ain't talking too much because Joe Paramore is definitely dope.
Shout out Joe.
Joe Paramore is definitely dope. He's a definitely dope lyricist. He's a definitely dope writer and song constructor. Who else, man? Like, it's a lot of people. Sarah Burke. You know, I like Sarah Burke. Renee, you know, from Slow Rosary. I like these people, man. These are people that I feel like and that's popping, man, are making music. Let me shout out Cul-de-sac, Villa. I shout out Villa. I shout out Cul-de-sac. You know, I fuck with Villa, very tough. You know, real humble guy. You know, and anybody that he affiliated with, you know, I give him leeway to because of that guy. Like, he showed me a lot of, you know, show me a lot of respect, and I show him a lot of respect back. Who else, man? Who else, man? Am I forgetting? I'm
You
forgetting.
gotta shout out your parents.
I shout out my creators, you know, the ones who brought me into this physical plane, you know, who came together and created me on this physical plane, George and Linda, you know, magnificent creatures. They're the reason why I'm so beautiful, why I'm so handsome, you know, why I'm so sexy, you know, why, like, right now, as you watching me through your YouTube or phone screen, that you like, who is this magnificent, gorgeous human being right now that I'm seeing? Who is he? I go by the name I'm Water, Big Slip and Slide. Damien Vessel. I gotta shout out Damien Vessel.
Shout out Dame.
Damien Vessel. Dope producer. Who else? Troy on the beat. YB for the initials. You know, shout out YB, just came home. I haven't talked to him in like a few years, but you know, we locked in and we go back since high school. It's a lot of people. My cousin Duty Savage, Mario the Rockstar, you know. Man, it's so many people. It's so many people that I feel like have actually made a wave and actually did something that's creative. And I like all of these people. I feel like all of these people are super dope. I feel like all of these people have contributed to something. Say not boo, super dope. Strong songstress. Lyricist, oh man, Almighty. I can't forget those guys.
Oh, man,
those are family. Sajay, you know, Ice, Black, Solid Koof. You know, you got to shout those people out because those guys, hey, you already know the stories that we could tell, but I ain't gonna tell them right now. I go by the name I'm Water, Big Slip and Slide. Damien Vessel. I gotta shout out Damien Vessel.
Shout out
Damien Vessel. Dope producer. Who else? Troy on the beat. YB for the initials. You know, shout out YB, just came home. I haven't talked to him in like a few years, but you know, we locked in and we go back since high school. It's a lot of people. My cousin Duty Savage, Mario the Rockstar, you know. Man, it's so many people. It's so many people that I feel like actually made a wave and actually did something that's creative, and I like all of these people. I feel like all of these people are super dope. I feel like all of these people have contributed to something. Say not boo, super dope. Strong songstress, lyricist. Oh man, Almighty. I can't forget those guys. Those are family. Sajay, you know, Ice, Black, Solid Koof. You know, you got to shout those people out because those guys, hey. You already know the stories that we could tell, but I ain't gonna tell them right now. So, who else? Who else, man? I shout out DJ Cam. Yeah, let me shout y'all. Hey, Cam, look, I'm taking the glasses off. Nigga, you know what it is. Don't play. Look, you know what it is. Hey. Hey, look, Cam, you know what it is.
Well,
you know what it is. You look.
Shout out to
hey,
Cam.
You know about Cam.
I know about Cam.
You know about Cam, so you know what it is. You know what it is. So look, you know what it is. Yeah, secret society. We can't talk too much about it. So yeah.
Well,
yeah.
This has been Xhriiis Plain.
This has been me.
A Band Named Hyckoriii. You already know what it is, man. It's the record.
Well, I'm with family. Look.
Creator RKU. Y'all go check this out because it's gonna drop and this shit gonna be lit. So yeah. Then how we gonna do that?
This is just really just me talking with a brother, really my family. We had a long conversation on the bus stop. The first time I met this guy, and I asked him who he was and what was his aim. And I realized that from that moment I was like, I like this guy. I actually love this guy. We're gonna be friends.